Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's me Dheeraj here. So in continuation of Linux for DevOps, today I'm going to explain the grep commands here. So grep is very powerful commands like whenever you have to search a particular pattern inside a file, we are basically using this grep commands here. So if you're from Linux background or if you're from DevOps background, so these commands are very essential. So I will recommend you like please make sure to watch this video till the end and try to subscribe my channel as well. So I will whatever the like I will try to cover all those flags here with this fail grep commands. So please sit patiently and try to follow like let's practice it aside by also. So without wasting time, let's proceed. Now this grep command, like it basically be used in Linux here. So for what purpose we are using this grep command? So it basically used to search a particular pattern or text inside the file. Like whenever we have to search a particular pattern or text inside a file, we are basically explicitly using this commands here. Fine. So how it's working? So firstly, it basically try to scan the complete files, and then after it will try to print the lines that matches a particular pattern. And that's why it's been widely be used in shell scripting, log analysis, and system administrations. Like if you are from Linux, like if you're Linux administrators or DevOps professionals, I will make sure like you will frequently use this grep commands here. That's why it's been widely used in log analysis on shell scripting. So what are the basic syntax are there? So this like I have highlighted this part. This is basically a basic syntax for grep commands are there. Firstly, we have to put grep keywords here, then after options, then after pattern, and at last the file on which we are going to use those operations here. Pattern, it means here, pattern, it means the text or the regular expression to search for, like whatever the word or whatever the pattern we want to search in a particular file, those patterns should be there. Then after file name, it means on which files or inside which files we are explicitly trying to search that pattern. Here we have to put file names here. And options, I will try to explain all those flags with the grep commands here. So here we used to put the flags here. That basically works with the grep commands. So this is basically proper syntax for grep commands are there. Grep, then after options, then after pattern, and at last the file name. For example, let us suppose there is a file.txt, fine, and inside that file some hello words are there. So if I want to search a particular word hello from the file.txt, in that case we have to explicitly use script, then after pattern, then after file name. Here I have just omitted the flags here, but this is basically the simple examples of the script commands. Like whenever we have to search the hello from file.txt, we can use this grep hello file.txt. So this command basically searches for the word hello from the file.txt. I will let you know how it's working this also. So let me have to go to my terminal here. Fine. So I'm trying to use those operations on. We have so many files are there. Firstly, I will show you what's the content inside this employer.csv file. Fine. So this is basically a employer.csv files are there. So firstly, uh, I would like to search a particular pattern from this file. Let us suppose I want to search those AWS. Fine. So this is basically a complete content within the file employer.csv are there. So total 10 lines are there. Fine. Inside that 10 lines, I only want those lines which has AWS. Fine. How we can do? We have to use grep. Then after we have to put here pattern here. Pattern should be AWS. And at last we have to put the file name is there. Fine. Just put in enter. If you observe the output here, only those lines has been printed which has AWS. Just see AWS has it basically got highlighted here. It means we are basically fetching only those lines which has AWS. Likewise, we can do the operations for other patterns as well. Let us suppose I want to search for only those lines from this files which has Dheeraj as a pattern. Fine. How we have to use grep, then after pattern name like Dheeraj and at last file name. Only one lines are there which has Dheeraj as a pattern, or you may simply say Dheeraj as a word inside that. Only one lines are there. Likewise, we can try with others as well. Like apart from AWS, we can try with Linux as well. Try. See, firstly, I will show you the content of this file. This is basically the content of the file. I would like to fetch only those lines which has Linux as a word, which has on Linux as a word. So we have to use grep here. Then after we have to put patterns here, pattern in like Linux, and then file name. It means it has printed those lines which has Linux. Fine. So that's why it's been used widely in log analysis or any other CL scripting parts. So this is basically a basic syntax there, like how grep is working. Now, coming to the flag, the first flag that we are using is hyphen I. Hyphen I, it means ignore cases. It means whenever we have to search without considering the uppercase or lowercase letters, we can explicitly use hyphen I here. I will show you like how it's working here. Here examples are also mentioned like grep hyphen I hello file.txt. So like if any file has a small like it if it's been written in all like in a smalls, it also gives those results. And if that hello, if the file contains the word which contain all the letters in a hello words is written in capital also, it will show that as well. I will show you like how it's working here. So let me have to go to other file like cat file.txt. Yeah, this is fine. Just observe the content inside that file.txt. These are the content inside the file are there. If you observe at last, hello, 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 it means first hello, it means H is capital and all are small. Second hello, all are small. And third hello, it means all are capital. What I want to use, firstly, I want to get only those lines which has a small letter hello. Fine. From this file.txt. It means it has printed this line only. If I want to ignore the cases, we have to use here hyphen I. See, so whenever we are ignoring the cases, it has printed all three hellos. It means it just ignore the cases here. Be it the letters will be in upper cases or lower cases, it just ignore that part. That's why for case insensitive search, we are basically using hyphen I keywords here, flags here. Grep hyphen I hello, it has printed all. Fine. So first options, I think first options are clear. First option flags are clear. Hyphen I, it means ignore cases. Like whenever we have to ignore cases, we can use hyphen I. Grep hyphen I hello file.txt. It means it basically print all those lines which has hello inside it, irrespective of the upper and lower cases. Fine. Moving to the next one. Moving to the next one. The second one is hyphen and options. So for what purpose we are using hyphen and hyphen at? It means whenever we have to display the line numbers where the matches pattern, we are basically using hyphen and keywords here. I will show you like how it's working. I would like to search the pattern Python here. Fine. And I want to print the line number as well. How we have to use? Firstly, we have to put grep, then after pattern here. Pattern should be Python and at last file name. Fine. And if I want to get the line number as well, then we have to use hyphen and flags here. It means Python keywords or Python patterns has been found on the line which has line number fifth. You can check. This is the fifth line now. It means it has Python. So it has printed the line number as well. Likewise, we can search for other patterns as well. Like I will search for AWS here. See how it's working. It means AWS patterns has been found on line number one, first, second, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So for like whenever we have to search a particular pattern and want to print the line number as well, we are using grep -n. So likewise, it's working here. Third one is invert search. It means whenever we have to search or like whenever we want to display a particular like lines that doesn't want match the pattern, we are basically using -b options here. I will tell you like how it's working here. What I want, this is basically a content inside the file. What I want to print all those lines which doesn't have AWS. Fine. In that case, what we have to use? Firstly, we have to put grep, then Python, AWS, and then after file name. Fine. And I don't want AWS, like I don't want those lines which has AWS. It means we are going to do invert searching here. In that case, what we are using? We are using -b. Just press enter here. It means it has printed those lines which doesn't have AWS. You can check. This line doesn't have AWS. 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 Fine. That's why for invert searching, we are using -b options here. This is very important. Likewise, you can try with other patterns as well. Like if I want to use it with other GCP, just try GCP instead of AWS. It means, see, observe the output which has been printed on terminal. You won't see any GCP here. It means it has printed all those lines which doesn't have GCP. Just omit this -b part. It will print all those lines which has GCP. Means 107 lines has GCP. That's why 107 lines has not printed in AVM lines. Fine. So that's how these commands are working. -b is clear. Okay, moving forward, there is a -c flag as well. -c flag is basically used to count the number of matching pattern or matching lines. I will show you like how it's working. What I want to like AWS, like I want to get the count of all those lines which has AWS. How we can do? We have to use firstly in grep, then after AWS here, and at last file name. And to for getting count, we are basically using -c flag here. It means total 6 lines are there which have AWS. How we can verify? You just have to use that. Fine. Just verify. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, and sixth line. It means total 6 lines are there which has AWS. That's why the count 6 has been printed here. Grep-c AWS employer.csv. It means total 6 lines are there which has AWS. Or fine. Likewise, you can try with other patterns as well. Like if I am trying with Docker, let us suppose. Fine. How many lines are there? It means total 4 lines are there. Just put here like just -c. Total 4 lines are there which has Docker. Fine. So for getting the count of a particular matching patterns, we are basically using -c flags. It's also fine. Fifth one is -l. It means -l options is used to show the file names only. Like it basically used to display only the names of file that basically contain the particular pattern. How we can verify? I will show you like how we are verifying it. Let us suppose There are so many .txt files are there. What I want to search for those lines or those files which has dheeraj inside it, and I want to check it in .txt. It means what it does. Firstly, it will firstly scan all .txt extension file and it will search for the pattern dheeraj. If dheeraj are there, then it will search those files name like inside which files dheeraj patterns has been found. Just press enter here. It means inside these two files are there, inside those dheeraj are there. How we can verify? We can just verify it like I will tell you. Just press enter here. Fine. It means grep dheeraj.txt. It means inside aws.txt files, dheeraj are there at first, like 101 first line. Fine. Inside file.txt, total 5 lines are there inside which dheeraj pattern has been found. Just check. That's why grep-l is used to get the file name of matching pattern. Like if we are trying to search a particular pattern, it just print the number of, yeah, it just print the list of all those files which basically contain those patterns. File name. Got it? The next one is -r, either a small r or capital R, you can use accordingly. Yeah, you can use both. -r, it means it basically used for recursive search. Likewise, I will try. Here we can use -r options also. What I want hyphen R options to search Dheeraj inside .txt file. Fine. Just press enter. It means inside .txt file, recursive search, it means firstly it will search those, like if I'm putting ls here, just check in the current directory so many files and folders are there. Like aws.txt files are there, then after file.txt these are there. Fine. What I want to search these keywords inside all those files which has extension .txt. That's why for recursive search we are using -r. We can try it with capital R as well. Both are fine. Just see. Both gives the same result. This result and this both are same. That's why we are explicitly like free to use either a small r or capital R. Both are fine. We can try it with like if I'm like what I want to search this pattern inside the current directory. Like it will take a bit times and it will display the result, like how many files are there. If in a CSV file also, if these has been found in CSV files also, it will list those as well. That's why I just put here dot. Dot is basically like whenever we are searching in current directory, we can use dot. Just observe. I will show you it in a different way. Just 1 second, wait for 1 second. The result will display here. Oh, it's still loading. Yeah, see what it does. It will scan all those files and folders inside this folder, current folders, and check whether Dheeraj has been found or not. In the first aws.txt file, Dheeraj has been found at first line. Then after inside that customer.csv files also Dheeraj is there. Employee.csv file also Dheeraj is there, and file.txt files also Dheeraj is there. That's why for recursive search, it means searching like if any nested directories are there, it's going to search in that nested directory as well. That's why for recursive search, we are using -r flags. Grep -r, then pattern name, then the file's name, or you can simply put extensions as well. It's up to you. That's why for recursive search we are using either a small r or capital R. Both are fine. The next flag is hyphen v. Hyphen v, it means whenever we have to search, whenever we have to match the whole word. In that case, we are using hyphen w. I will show you like how it's working here. Let us suppose if we have some this this file is there. Fine. What I want, txt there. What I want, like if I want to search DevOps inside that file.txt or sorry aws.txt, it means it's going to print only those lines which has AWS. Fine. What I want, if I'm going to use that dev, it means it means it just print all those lines which has dev. These three lines devs are there. Fine. If you clearly observe these two output, you can simply tell like if we are going to search DevOps, it also printed the same set of lines. If you are going to search dev, it also going to print the same result. Then what's the difference between these two commands? Fine, fine. Here, if you observe it, here dev, it means it just matches it. It basically matches it and give us the result. It means here part this is a complete word is there. Fine. It just matches till this only. So whenever we have like if I want to search this dev as a complete word or whole word, in that case we have to use here hyphen v options here. Is there any lines which has dev inside it as a whole words? No, it doesn't contain dev as a whole word. Here DevOps is there, dev is there, but it's not a whole word. It's a partial word here. Fine. DevOps is a whole word. That's why we couldn't get any outputs here. Fine. Hyphen V, it means for whole word. That's why it couldn't printed any outputs here. Fine. If you can try it with DevOps, then we can get this result. Fine, because DevOps is a whole word. Fine. Likewise, you can try with Docker as well. If you are going to search Docker, Docker inside the AWS.txt file, it's going to print all those lines which has Docker. But if I am going to print, if I am going to put only DOC is there, it doesn't going to print anything because DOC is not a whole word inside that lines. Fine. So whenever we have to search the whole word, we are explicitly using hyphen kept small v. Fine. Okay. The next class is hyphen o. For what purpose we are using hyphen o is simple like it just going to display only the match patterns. How it's working, I will show you. Like if this is file is there, what I want to print only those Docker. Grep, then after Docker, then after file name, and here I have to put hyphen o. It means it's going to print only those matching patterns. It's very simple. Like it just searches whether it just searches for those lines which has Docker, and it's not going to print all those lines. It's just going to print only those matching parts only. Firstly, it will search these lines because it has Docker. Firstly, this has Docker, and instead of printing those all, it's going to print only this part here. Fine, that's what Docker has been printed here. After that, Docker is also here. So instead of printing this all, it's going to print only this part. Likewise, the same. Fine. So like whenever we have to display only the match part of line, we are explicitly using this hyphen o. Fine. Okay, moving forward, there is one more flags are there, capital A. Fine. How it's working? I will show you like how it's working. What I want like firstly I want to search the erasure, then after the file name. Fine. It means it's going to print those lines which has the erase. Fine. This is fine. What I want to get, I want to print the two more lines whenever the erase match has been found. What I will have to do, I have to use here hyphen A, then I have to put here line number, then I have to pattern and file name. What it does, firstly, it's going to print the lines which has zeros, and after that, it's going to print two more lines. A stands for after. It means after that, it's going to print two more lines. Just firstly, let me have to press enter here. Just observe it, how it's working. What it does, firstly, it matches the pattern. Is there any lines which has dheeraj inside it? Yeah, dheeraj is there, and it's going to print those lines. Fine. Here hyphen A2 is also mentioned. A2 it means just please enter like please display the after two lines as well. That's why it's printed the this line and this line. Likewise, you can try with other pattern as well. Like instead of dheeraj, I would like to use Ankit as well. Just see, observe it. Firstly, Ankit has been found at fourth line. That's why fifth and sixth has been printed here. But as this Ankit, like Ankit is also there at the last line, that's why nothing is printed here. This is the last line now, and after that, nothing is there. That's why nothing has been printed. So just observe like how this hyphen capital E is working. Hyphen capital E, it means it's going to print the after content of a line that matches the pattern. That's why it basically shows the lines after the match. Grep hyphen A to error log.txt, it means it basically shows the matching line and two lines after it. That's how it basically works. Firstly, it's going to print those lines which has Ankit. After that, it's going to print two more lines. Likewise, you can try to print after three lines as well. Just press enter. It's going to print three lines. You can try it with like five instead of five also. It's up to you. Now, likewise, A stand for after, just like the same B is also used. B is for before context. I will show you like how it's working. Firstly, I am going to fetch those lines which has which pattern. Let us suppose which has Ankit pattern. Ankit are fine. It means Ankit has been found at fourth and tenth line. This is up to this. I think this is fine. What I want to print two more lines which are before these lines which has Ankit. Fine. What I have to use? I have to use here hyphen capital B and then 2 and press enter. It means firstly it matches the pattern 104. Ankit is there. It's going to print the before two lines as well. The here match has been found. It's going to print two more lines. Fine. Just observe the outputs here. Likewise, you can try with others pattern as well. Like if I am trying to use Deepak here instead of Ankit. See, Deepak match has been found at 105 lines. Fine. And before that, here B2 is mentioned. It means that's why it's printed the two more lines before it. Fine. A for after, B for before. There is one more flag which is C. A, B, C. A for after, B for before, and C, it means whenever we want to display both before and after. In that case, we have to use C here. Grep, then I just want to print, let us suppose Saurav here. Saurav, and then after file.csv, it means Saurav has been found at line 106. What I want to print the before two lines as well and after two lines as well. In that case, what we have to do, either we have to use that, just check whether it's working or not. Fine. I'm just guessing whether it's just this is fine. Hyphen A2, it means it's going to print after two lines, it means these two lines. Hyphen B2 is it means it's going to print before two lines. So instead of hyphen A2 and B2, we can use hyphen C2 as well. If you observe the output, both are same. Just see now, both are same. So hyphen C2, it means it's going to print before C2 and after C2 both. Before two lines and after two lines both. That's why it's been mentioned here hyphen C2. So likewise, these are basically the flags with the grep commands here. Hyphen capital A, hyphen capital B, hyphen capital C. Okay, moving forward, hyphen E. This is very important. I will let you know like why this is important. What I want to search those lines which has AWS and Linux simultaneously inside like with the same commands. What I have to use? I have to use grep, then after Python, like I want to search AWS here, then after file name. If I'm putting this, it means it's going to print only those lines which has AWS. Fine. If if I will put here Linux here, fine. It means it's going to print those lines which have Linux. But what I want I want those lines which has both AWS as well as Linux. In that case, what I have to use? We have to let me have to try whether this is working or not. If I am putting AWS here and Linux, press enter, it means see Linux no source file. How we can do? We have to use here hyphen small e, then after here also hyphen small e. Just press enter. Just observe the result here. It basically contains those lines which has AWS as well as Linux. Linux are also there, AWS are also there, Linux are also there. Fine. That's why for multiple pattern we are basically using hyphen small e. Grep hyphen small e, first pattern, hyphen small e, second pattern, hyphen small e, third pattern likewise. It means if we have to search 10 patterns, we have to use here hyphen small e 10 times. Fine. And it's very tedious task. How we can eliminate this? We can eliminate this by using this. So what I want to search AWS and Linux. Fine. So instead of writing hyphen E each time, we have to use here pipeline symbols here. AWS, then pipeline symbol, then Linux, press enter. And one thing, hyphen E, here what we have to use here capital E here. Fine. So whenever we are using pipeline here, so we have to use here hyphen capital E. Both are fine. Like this basically command is also used for multiple searching, and this is also used for multiple searching. Only difference is there. Here we have put the pattern like simultaneously, and it's been separated by pipeline. So that's why we had been used here hyphen capital E here. That's why you can observe AWS is there and Linux are there. Both outputs are same. So either you use grep hyphen small e or you use grep hyphen capital E. If only difference is there, so whenever you are using grep hyphen capital E, we have to put pattern separated by pipeline symbols. There is one more command is there, egrep. So egrep is just the extended version of grep. Like whenever we have to search multiple pattern, we can use egrep as well. Both are fine. So either you use grep hyphen capital E or you use egrep. Both are fine. That's why for multiple search, I have written, we have three ways to search multiple pattern inside a file. The first step is either you use hyphen small e each time or you use hyphen capital E and just separate those pattern with pipeline symbols or you use egrep here. So with these three methods, you can search multiple pattern inside a file simultaneously in a single run. Fine. Okay. Moving to the next one. One second. Wait, one second. Hi guys. Sorry for the interruptions. So the next flag is hyphen F. Fine. What purpose we are using this hyphen F flag? So hyphen F, it means whenever we have to search, like whenever we are basically putting all those pattern inside a file, and if I want to search it in the another file, in that case we are using basically this hyphen F. I will show you like how it's working. Let us suppose if I want to employee.csv means employee.csv, these contents are there. Fine. And what I want to search the pattern AWS, Linux, and GCP. Fine. From this file. How we can do? So either we use multiple searching cases, just use egrep and then just separate like AWS, GCP, and Linux with the pipeline and just put file name. With the help of this also you can do this operation. Fine. What I want, what I want, there is another way as well. Like what I want to do, I want to put all those pattern inside a file and want to use those pattern.txt file for searching. I will show like we already have a file. I will show the content inside the file pattern.txt. So we have a file pattern.txt is there. Inside that first line as AWS, second line as Linux, and third line as GCP. Fine. These three patterns are there. What I want to search these three pattern inside a file employee.csv. In that case, we have to use here grep hyphen kept a small f, then have to put the pattern files here, then I have to put the file in which we want to search. It means what it does, it's basically printed the pattern inside that file pattern.txt inside the employee.csv file. So it's basically be used in multiple searching cases. Fine. Like whenever we have to search multiple pattern, we just have to write or we just have to list all those pattern inside a file. And with the help of grep-f, we can do these operations. Fine. That's why this -f flags has been mentioned here. The next one is like -f color. This is also like beautiful command. So whenever we have to highlight a match text, we are basically using -f color. I will show you like how grep -f color. Then I have to put here pattern. If I want show up inside that employee.csv, it has highlighted. This is by default is there. Like this is default options is there. Either use -f color. If you would not, if you want to use as well, it's going to highlight. Fine. This is default options are there. So this is also done. Now comes the caret. Caret, what we are like for what purpose we are using caret? So caret, like whenever we have to search, like whenever we want to search those lines which start with some letters or some characters, fine. In that case, we are using caret symbols here. I will show you like how we have to carry out these operations here. If we are using like if this employee.csv are there, okay, fine. We have one more files, file.txt. Yeah, this is fine. I will refer this file. Fine. File.txt. What I want to print only those lines which starts with capital T. Fine. How we have to use? Firstly, we have to use grep, then after pattern, inside that print pattern, we have to put caret here and D. It means it starts with D. And then after file name, which is file.txt. It means it has printed only those lines which has been started with D. Likewise, we can try with T as well. It means those lines which start with T, capital T. Fine. Yeah. Terraform tool, this has printed. If I want, we can try it with hyphen V options as well. It means invert searching. It has printed all those lines which doesn't start with T. We have okay. What I want. Likewise, whenever we have to search the lines which start with something, we are basically using caret symbols here. Fine. If we want to search those lines which ends with some characters, in that case we are basically using dollar symbols here, which basically the case of 15 here. Fine. And 16 here. How? I will show you. What I want to print those lines which ends with capital A. We have to use here grep. Then after inside that patterns, we have to use A and dollar. And then after file name. Oh, sorry, file name should be file.txt, not employee.csv. It means it has printed all those lines which ends with capital A. Likewise, you can try with a small j as well. Fine, a small j. So whenever for like for ending or end of the lines we are using dollar, for start like for the beginning of the lines we are using caret. Fine. There is one more options which is like whenever we have to use both. I will tell you like in which cases we have to use this. We are referring file.txt now. Okay. What I want those lines in which the character should be start with D. Start with let us suppose Docker, and it's going to end with Docker as well. Let me have to check whether there is any files. No, it means there is no files which start with Docker and ends with Docker. Fine. But we can try it with this hello. Fine. It means hello is there, which starts with hello and ends with hello. Like if you observe this output and the commands whichever I am feeding, if you observe it, like whenever we are using both caret as well as dollar separately, it means it basically going to search this patterns as a whole. It means only those words should be there inside that line. There is no other character should be there. That's why like whenever we are using both together, it basically be used for exact lines. That's why if you hear mentioned like caret hello dollar, it means matches line that contains only hello, nothing else. Fine. And likewise, you can search for like one more thing, like one questions is there, like which basically be asked in many interview. Like is there any commands like you just have to print the empty lines with the grep commands? How we can do? So for empty lines, you just have to apply the logic here. Empty line will always start with nothing and it's going to end with nothing. It means whenever you are using caret and dollar, it's going to print the empty lines. Here empty lines has been printed, but you wouldn't able to recognize how. Just put here hyphen n. It will print the line numbers here. It means empty lines are there at the eighth line. Just verify it. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. It means this eighth line is empty line. That's why it's printed here. It's here, eighth line printed here. So likewise, you can use this caret and dollar symbols here. Like we can search like we can use caret for like whenever we have to check like find the lines which start with some digits. We can use this as well. Like we just search, is there any lines which start with digit? Inside that file, no lines which start with digits are there. Let me have to edit it. I'm going to edit this file.txt here. I'm opening it inside. I'm just putting 7, 8, then the errors, and then 97. Fine. I'm just going to save it and check. Okay. What I want to check is there any lines which basically starts with some digits. We have to use grep here, then have to use pattern, and then after file name. These are basically the syntax. Inside that patterns, what logic we have to apply? We have to apply that it should be a start with what 0 to 9. Press enter. It means is there any lines which starts with characters? Yeah. Here 70 here this line is there which start with 7. Here this line is there which starts with 9. So likewise you can try with is there any lines which basically ends with digits? Yeah, these lines are there. Likewise you can try. Yeah, so yeah, these are basically the examples of those like which are basically used with carets and dollars. So that's why in summary, it's been mentioned here like caret for the start of line, dollar for the end of lines. If you are using dollar and caret both, it's going to match the exact word in a whole line. There should be only those words inside that whole line. Then only it's going to match those exact empty line. We just have to use caret and dollars here. So likewise, I have tried to cover all those flags, whichever be with the grep commands. So if you found any difficulties or if you found any like thoughts, please feel free to ask in comments. So I will appreciate each and everyone efforts here. So please try to follow my channels as well. Like I usually try to upload DevOps and AWS related videos. So yeah, that's all about today. So in the upcoming session, I will try to cover the find command as well. So till then, please do practicing and try to follow whatever I have tried to cover. Bye bye.